Let's talk about something you've probably never been told before. You want to get a woman's attention. You want to actually connect with her, spark attraction and hold it. Stop trying to impress her with your resume. She doesn't want your accomplishments. She wants your energy. She wants your presence. And you're not going to get that by complimenting her looks like every other guy who walked past her this week. So let's go there. Let's talk about the top 3 forbidden compliments that make women drool over you. Yes, drool. Because when you say the right thing the right way, it doesn't just get noticed. It lands. It lingers. It makes her feel something real. And real is what she craves more than anything else. Compliment by one sein. There's something about the way you carry yourself. It's powerful. Now listen, you're not talking about her body here. You're not talking about her smile or her dress or her makeup. You're complimenting her presence. You're telling her, I see something in the way you walk into a room, the way you own your space. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to say a word. I can feel it. It's powerful. You know what that does? It taps into the core of her. It hits her identity. Because every woman deep down wants to be more than just seen. She wants to be recognized for her strength, her power, her essence. And the moment you notice that, not just her surface, but the fire behind her eyes, you separate yourself from 99% of guys who are too distracted by the wrapping to notice the gift inside. Compliment paint 2A. I love how you think. This one is forbidden because most people don't say it. They don't slow down long enough to pay attention to how someone thinks. But when you do, it's electric. Don't just say, you're smart. That's lazy. That's generic. Say, the way you just broke that down. I never thought about it that way. It's bold. It's refreshing. Honestly, it's kind of brilliant. You just complimented her mind. And in case no one's told you this, mental stimulation is one of the strongest forms of attraction. If you can spark a woman's mind, you will spark her interest. And when she knows you value her thoughts, her ideas, her opinions, she opens up, she lets you in. And not just mentally, emotionally, physically, all of it. Compliment pain 3, you make people feel calm. That's rare. Now this one hits deep because most women are tired. They're tired of the chaos, the noise, the pressure to constantly perform, smile, be everything for everyone. And when you look her in the eyes and say, you've got this presence, like the storm could be raging, and somehow you make it feel like everything's going to be okay, that right there, that soul level connection, you didn't just notice her beauty, you noticed her effect. You noticed what happens when she walks into a space. You saw what most people miss, and that changes everything. Here's the truth, the best compliments, the ones that make her lean in, breathe deeper, and crave more of you aren't about what she has. They're about who she is. They're the kind of compliments that show you're paying attention, that you see her beyond the surface, beyond the filters, beyond the curated life. And when a woman feels truly seen, that's when she lights up. That's when her walls come down. That's when real connection starts. So stop playing small. Stop throwing out cheap lines and empty praise. You want to stand out, then see her in a way no one else does. Because the most irresistible compliment is the one that touches the part of her she hides from the world. And if you've got the courage to say it, trust me, she'll never forget you. Let me say something you might not be used to hearing. Your peace is not a luxury item you only get to have when the stars align. It's not a reward that comes after everyone else is taken care of. It's not a bonus you get to access once the people in your life decide to stop draining you. Your peace is your baseline. It's your responsibility, and it is non-negotiable. You have one mind, one heart, one nervous system. And every single day, you're either protecting those things or you're allowing them to be hijacked. Hijacked by drama, hijacked by people who thrive on chaos, hijacked by guilt, by fear, by the need to keep everyone else happy. You cannot afford to keep putting your peace last on your list, because every time you do that, you're telling yourself that your well-being doesn't matter, that your mental clarity doesn't matter, that your needs and your sanity come second to someone else's dysfunction. How many times have you walked away from a conversation feeling emotionally wrecked, but stayed quiet to keep the peace? How many times have you said yes when your whole body was screaming no because you didn't want to upset someone? How many times have you re-entered a toxic situation because you thought it was the kind or Christian thing to do, even though you knew deep down it was costing you your peace? That's not strength. That's survival mode. That's you trying to manage everyone else's emotions while yours get buried. That's you trying to fix broken people at the expense of your own wholeness. And I'm here to tell you, enough. Enough apologizing for needing space. Enough explaining your boundaries to people who have no interest in respecting them. Enough draining yourself to keep people comfortable while you quietly suffer. Your peace is not up for debate, because peace isn't just the absence of conflict. Peace is clarity. Peace is knowing who you are and what you will no longer tolerate. Peace is walking into a room and not shrinking. Peace is being able to sleep at night because you finally stopped chasing approval and started protecting your soul. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens by decision. It happens when you finally decide that your energy is too expensive for anything that disturbs your spirit. You cannot live in peace if you keep negotiating with chaos. You cannot rise if you keep staying loyal to what's hurting you. You cannot evolve if you keep entertaining conversations that drain you, situations that confuse you, and relationships that make you question your worth. And if you keep allowing your peace to be interrupted, it won't be long before you forget what peace even feels like. Let me tell you something. Your peace is not selfish. It is not rude. It is not dramatic. It is essential. It is your foundation. Without it, you can't think clearly. You can't make good decisions. You can't hear your intuition. You can't show up as your best self. And yet, we live in a world that romanticizes chaos and calls peace boring, that tells you to hustle harder, go faster, stay connected, keep responding, always be available, always be nice. But what happens when nice costs you your peace? What happens when being available to everyone else leaves you unavailable to yourself? At some point, you have to stop being the emotional dumping ground. At some point, you have to stop answering texts from people who only reach out to gossip or complain. At some point, you have to stop being the person who fixes everything for everyone and then sits alone in silence, exhausted and unseen. Protecting your peace is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is maturity. It is you stepping into your power and saying, I don't need chaos to feel important. I don't need noise to feel alive. I need peace, and I will choose it over and over again. You know what's wild? We schedule meetings. We schedule workouts. We schedule appointments, but we don't schedule peace. We don't schedule time to just be. We don't create boundaries that guard our time, our energy, our emotional space. And then we wonder why we're burned out, bitter, anxious, resentful. Your nervous system wasn't designed to be in constant conflict. Your heart wasn't made to be in constant repair. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to cut off access to people who only bring drama and disorder. And listen, not everyone is going to like your peace. Some people are only comfortable when you're uncomfortable. Some people only feel important when they're the center of attention. Some people will call you selfish for prioritizing your peace because your peace threatens their ability to control you. That's not your problem. Let them be uncomfortable. Let them misunderstand you. Let them talk. Your job is not to manage their emotions. Your job is to guard your peace like it's sacred, because it is. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to argue. Just move different. Just get quiet. Just stop giving your energy to people who've shown you repeatedly that they don't deserve it. Your peace doesn't need to be justified. It just needs to be protected. If someone's presence consistently disturbs your peace, then that person does not belong in your space. No matter how long you've known them, no matter what they say, no matter how many times they promise to change, you know what's really brave? Choosing peace in a world that's addicted to noise. Choosing stillness in a culture that values business. Choosing solitude when everyone tells you you should be constantly plugged in. Choosing your mental health over toxic loyalty. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's you evolving. That's you refusing to lose yourself just to maintain appearances or keep up connections that are slowly draining the life out of you. Peace is knowing you don't have to explain yourself to everyone. Peace is realizing you don't have to respond to every text, every call, every provocation. Peace is understanding that not everyone gets access to you. Peace is choosing your sanity over someone else's expectations. And when you finally start protecting your peace like it's sacred, everything changes. Your energy shifts. Your priorities align. You stop over-explaining. You stop people pleasing. You stop betraying yourself just to make others comfortable. You're not here to be everything to everyone. You're not here to carry the weight of other people's dysfunction. You're not here to sacrifice your peace on the altar of approval. You are here to live a life that honors your spirit, that respects your emotional capacity, that allows you to rest, to breathe, to just be. And the more you step into that, the more you'll notice some people will fall away. Some relationships won't survive. Some invitations will stop coming. Let them. If your peace is the price, it's not worth it. You were not created to be in survival mode 24/7. You were not designed to live in emotional chaos. You deserve to feel safe in your own life. And that safety starts with you deciding that peace is your priority, not your prize. You don't earn peace by fixing everything and everyone. You get peace by choosing it, by creating it, by fiercely guarding it from anything and anyone that threatens it. That's not easy. It takes guts. It takes clarity. It takes the willingness to walk away from noise, even when the noise is familiar. But here's what happens when you start treating your peace like it's sacred. You become more focused, more grounded, more present. You start attracting people who bring calm instead of confusion. You start creating a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. You stop needing to explain why you're unavailable to dysfunction. You stop second-guessing your need for space. You stop apologizing for not showing up to things that leave you drained, because your peace is not up for negotiation. It's not something you wait for someone to give you permission to have. It's something you decide to claim and protect with everything you've got.